Hey guys, this is my run on Vaan's Intersecting wheels. This run is sort of a variation of my Kain, Aerith and Rinoa run instead of course of Rinoa. Since this fight is single target, I use Tifa instead. This run is also going to be a run without using any elemental enchant or imperil, and also without using Raijin LD call. So if you by chance you are fairly new and you don't have those call abilities, then maybe this is a run that you can look into. That being said, you do need some sort of ultima weapon for Tifa. You probably don't need a 505 ultimate weapon, but somewhere along the lines of 2 or a 305 ultimate weapon is probably needed just so that you get enough damage to win through the fight. Other things about the setup, my Kain has a 505 ultimate weapon. I do also have a 505 ultimate spear weapon that I could have equipped on Aerith, but she actually did not use any ultimate weapon in this fight. Lastly, in terms of call abilities, Kain has a Lunafreya LD call, and that's mainly to provide utility so that Kain can go BT plus LD and jump, and Aerith can get 1 LD use for free, which is pretty good because it inflicts her Seal Evil buff and debuff on the enemy. Lastly, you do want a Lunafreya friend support just so that you can apply quick and heavy prayer on Tifa, and this completes the setup as you can see. I gave Aerith a Keiss LD call just for the brave refund during Tifa's BT mode when she launches the enemy. If you don't have Keiss, you can actually just use an elemental enchant and imperil. It's probably a bit more consistent that way. Also because when the boss goes above 30% force gauge, he gains resistances to all forms of brave damage unless you are hitting for elemental weakness. So you can use something like a Kurasame LD call for example in place of Keiss, and that also helps to self boost your damage. The reason why I went this route is just to show that you don't actually even need any sort of elemental weakness to win this fight, as long as you can actually go into FR mode or FR time before the boss hits 30% force gauge. That seems like a lot to ask, but that's where the supercharges come in. So anyway, here on Aerith's turn, I'm actually spamming Healing Wind all the way until I'm above 90% force gauge. After that, I can end her turn by using prayer etc. to pass her turn to Tifa. I like using Aerith mainly because she is one of those force gauge charges that can actually pass her turn to somebody else without increasing the turn count. So if for some reason you're a fan of low turn runs, this allows Aerith to actually charge the force gauge and complete setup while maintaining the turn count at 0. This fight in particular, Aerith is also pretty useful because she has debuff immunity, so that's why you don't need the Raijin LD call. The goal in Tifa's turn here is to enter burst mode when there's 6 turns of force time remaining, and obviously with the Rain's LD call aura up so that she can launch during BT mode. It's also kinda handy to go full throttle the turn right before entering BT mode so that you can start BT mode with 1 free skill use. So while I'm finishing off the boss in Tifa's BT mode, and she'll do a crap ton of damage here. A little bit about the stage mechanics. The first thing you need to take note of is that summon mode is locked out of the entire fight. You still get the summon blessing, so in this case I used the brother summon for the 30% max brave up, but you will not be able to pop summon the entire fight. Next, when the boss hits 30% force gauge, you will gain brave resistances to all forms of brave damage, so you need to actually do elemental weakness damage to bypass that. Next up, when the boss hits 40, 60 and 80% force gauge, you will gain an aura that greatly reduces your stats, and at 80% you're looking at 50% across all your base stats, which is attack, defense, speed, max brave and initial brave. On top of this, at certain HP thresholds of the fight, the boss will also try to inflict a paralyzed debuff on your entire party, and as well as a attack and max brave down by a whopping 100%. This stat down also stacks with the boss's force gauge stat downs, and if you let these all go off, you'll really cripple your entire party. To get around this, it's recommended to bring either a Raijin LD call to prevent the debuffs, or bring some sort of debuff immunity or debuff cleansing utility to your party. Finally, at 79, 39 and 19% health, the boss will gain a green aura, as you can see here, and when the green aura is up, if you let the boss take 2 turns, even if the boss is disabled, the boss will automatically heal back to 100% HP, which for all intents and purposes is a run ender. Lastly, if the boss hits 100% force gauge, if the boss's force attack breaks you or if your characters are broken, it's instant game over. And during the boss's force time, if any of his attacks break you, it is also instant game over. So that's it for this fight. As always, I hope the video has been helpful, and if you enjoyed the content, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps a lot. Till then, I'll see you guys in the next Shinryu fight. Bye!